Hey everybody, Nick here, and today we're going to do a little disassembly and maintenance on this little guy, the Arcform Slimfoot. Oh, the Arcform Slimfoot. Alrighty, so this is made by Rayot Knives, and Rayot does very good work by and large, except they are noted enthusiasts of thread locker. So we're going to see, no, actually we're okay. So that's good. We do have a free spinning pivot here, which is luckily already kind of loose, so we can pop that out, but sure, free spinning pivot. Okay, next thing, these are, I assume that there are screws underneath this carbon fiber here. My hope, my dream, my fondest desire is that we can actually avoid taking those off just by taking out those two screws in the back there and doing sort of a half and half disassembly. Just because I'd as soon not hit or do black DLC screws with the driver because they're easy to scratch up, and this is not an inexpensive knife there. So let's go ahead and pop this loose here. And my dream, my hope, is that we will be able to then just kind of pop everything loose here. There we go, beautiful. All right, excellent. So what we can see here is pretty straightforward construction. There is zero internal milling here, which is okay, I guess. That's why it's a little on the heavy side. Whatever. Looks like ceramic ball bearings, and oh my god, this lubricant is not so swinging. But that's okay, that's why I'm here. I bet the action on this is going to get even nicer once we're done. It's just got a very thick looking lubricant on there, like somebody just greased it and then that's it. And so I think once I swap out for something a little bit thinner, it'll run a little quicker, which, you know, at least in my opinion, is a good thing. Okay, yeah, it's a Rayot. They like doing this, where they screw a screw into one side of the pivot and then Loctite it in place, JB Weld or whatever the heck compound they're using there. But they do that into place, and so you end up with effectively a pivot that only spins on one side, even though it is made of a screw and a tube. So, fine. No complaints there. Look, I mean, at some level, this is a stereotypical Rayot. In terms of its construction here, there's nothing here that's making me, you know, blowing me away. There's nothing here that's a bad sign. Ceramic, what am I going for here? Ceramic detent ball is always nice to see. Ceramic bearings are fine, good to go, no problem. Steel washers, I mean, it's well constructed. There is zero question about the construction of this knife. Rayot does good work. They do expensive work, but it's good work, by and large. So that's good. And then finally, I'm going to want to clean off these bearings because they are coated in some flavor or another of grease, and that's just ugly. So let's degrease these. You can see the yellow coming off in droves here. Oh, come on, man. Flip over. And so I'm just kind of doing my best to run the bearing and the race against this little piece of cloth here, and then I'll go ahead and do this as well, just with the hope to clean off the plastic there. I really do think this is going to run a lot better once I'm done. Then I'm going to do a second round here on a different new swatch of cloth just to, you know, continue the degreasing process. No internal milling at all. Interesting. You know, this, I guess, spoiler alert, this is a $350 knife. And Rayot, unfortunately, they have many, many strengths, but their biggest weakness is the Rayot tax. Anything made by them is way more expensive than you might expect. And, you know, $350 for this knife, given all of the, was actually a little bit, like I was picturing this maybe being a little bit higher. And this, I think, explains a lot of that. I can see, I wouldn't go so far as to say it's a cut quarter. There's no internal milling in there, but, you know, that's definitely a way they can keep the price down on this. And the construction, aside from some external milling here, is relatively straightforward. And really, indeed, seems like a lot of other knives, but that's okay. A lot of knives look the same on the inside. But alrighty. Oh, and then I just want to do this real quick. That's just with the goal of cleaning off the little balls themselves individually. There we go. Now this should run a lot smoother once we've got everything back together here. Okay, so right now, Yeah, no, the pivot went in through the other side here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use your 10 weight nano oil here. Yeah, actually I've been using this little guy here. This is it's 10 weight nano still in a pen. It's in pen form now though. The only difference being that it's a little easier to use a small amount of it. Kind of controls my natural tendency to over lubricate. Not something you necessarily need, but it's been something that's been helpful for me. Okay, and now I'm just going to put a couple of little dots of lubrication here and here and here, and then I'm going to drop the washer on there, and then just spin it around a little bit with the goal of distributing that lubrication a little bit more. Okay, on the blade itself, not a whole lot to do here, except I am going to go ahead and lubricate the detent ball track. Again, I can just kind of draw on there. Okay, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. And again, we will put everything back together. Okay, there's a washer in there. We're good to go. Beautiful. This knife is nicely made. One cannot argue with that. Everything seems to be nicely machined. There are no major problems with construction to it. It's a chubby little buddy. Slimfoot, yeah, right. But, you know, that's okay. So am I. Who am I to judge? Okay, there we go. So got the back popped in there. We will need to address the pivot situation here, but that's okay. Unfortunately, that's the disadvantage to doing a reassembly like this, where you're putting the back spacer together at a different place and time, but okay. Need to get my stop pin in position here. There we go. All right, now everything's popping back together. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to use some Loctite here, and I've been using this thread locker on a stick stuff, which is actually same thing. It's blue Loctite, blue 242, but it's just in stick form, which just makes it a little easier to get into place without getting everywhere else. So that's nice. Go ahead and pop that in here. Okay, whoa there. And you know, that'll do for the moment. I just need to get that pivot in place, so to speak, to hold things down. Although, is my stop pin back out again? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to tighten the pivot down a little bit more here. Oh, come off it. Don't fight me here. Yeah, I am just going to tighten it down a little bit more. And now I need to do these two rear screws here. And those are T8 or T6, that is. Pivot was T8, Torx. Seeing no evidence of thread locker on this guy originally, but it's never a bad thing to put a little bit of the blue stuff in there. Especially for something you're carrying every day, because the last thing you want to do is lose a screw. There's a lot of jostling that goes on, so go ahead and put that in there. Boom. All right, these two are completely tightened up there. That's, oh man, that's smoother. That's nice. Rayon does a good action, 100%. And as a result, Arcform ends up with one. Centering is right on. Oh yeah. Yeah, nice action, 100%. Alrighty, there you go. That was your Arcform Slimfoot reassembled. And, well, disassembled and reassembled. Hope this has been interesting to you, and that you have yourselves an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.